I'm Whitney.
And I'm Brian. And this is the Whitney and Brian Show. Today, guys, it's an A Day.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, UC students, and welcome back to another day of WEGL News. Today is the 1st of June. We're getting closer and closer to summer, counting down the days. Brian, why don't you go ahead and tell us, what do you have for us today?
It's also the start of Pride Month, guys.
Woo!
And our advice for today is focus more on the present. What's in the past can't be changed, and all you can do is prepare for a better future.
That's some great advice.
At BC.
Now we can move on to our monthly pillar.
Since it's a new month, the monthly pillar has changed. It's going to be all about confidence now. And the quote we have for you today is, pink is the prettiest color in the world. Black on top of pink, that's just black. It means being pretty isn't everything.
Kim Jin-soo. Now let's move on to our weather. Today's weather, we're going to be having scattered thunderstorms with high of 87 and a low of 76.
Well, hopefully the lunch will be a lot more brighter than the weather that we're going to be having, so let's just move on to that. For today's lunch, we'll be having a beef and bean burrito with tomato salsa, refried beans, and mandarin oranges.
I know a lot of people who actually love burritos, and I am one of them. Let's move on to our student news.
Now with the student news, yesterday the seniors graduated, except for us, we're still here.
We don't leave.
Yeah, literally. But anyways, summer is almost coming around, so
Woo!
We're almost out of school. So Winnie, what are you going to do over the summer?
I'm traveling, man.
That's
Only
great.
I could get out of this, you know.
Maybe one day, but anyways, guys, let's not forget that tomorrow and this upcoming week are the finals for 6th through 11th grade, and next week is all early release.
Good luck to the students taking the finals. Tuesday is 2nd period and 4th period finals, and Wednesday is 5th and 7th period finals.
And then tomorrow is the final for 6th period only, and then Monday is the 1st and 3rd period finals.
Now let's move on to our club news that we don't have.
And now that it is June, we are celebrating Pride Month, which kicks off today. According to the Library of Congress, Pride is meant to recognize the sweeping impact that members of the LGBTQ plus community, advocates, and allies have all had on history in the U.S. and around the world. The month of June is marked with a series of events and parades that draw millions from around the world every year. And GMA held a pop-up party in Times Square earlier to kick off the festivities. The Director of Advocacy and Government Affairs at the Trevor Project, Sam Ames, joins me live now with more on Pride Month. Sam, thanks so much for being here. Talk to us first about the significance of Pride Month. What does it mean to you?
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, Pride is a month that draws recognition and awareness for the LGBTQ community, gives us language to claim space in this world. And I think that, like most LGBTQ people, I remember my first Pride. I think a lot of us can. That incredible moment when you turn a corner and realize the world is so much more colorful than you knew. And this should be a celebration. It often is. Well, these days, Pride is often a celebration. Obviously, this year it's filled with a lot of fear and grief as well for too many reasons across the country. One of them is that lawmakers, instead of celebrating this month by supporting LGBTQ youth, are passing laws targeting them, in particular transgender youth. We've seen hundreds of bills this year, a record-breaking number, and it's making Pride have a twinge of what historically has been a legacy of resistance.
Sam, what kind of an impact do you think that the visibility of important figures in this community that often comes out during Pride Month more than ever, what kind of an impact do you think that visibility can have, especially in the current political climate?
In the current political climate is an especially important thing to consider right now. What we're hearing from LGBTQ youth is that 45% of them have considered attempting suicide this past year. That includes 1 in 5 non-binary and transgender youth making an actual attempt. And it's hard to differentiate that from laws that are being passed to specifically take LGBTQ historical figures out of school curriculum. We know from our research that having access to Marsha P. Johnson, Bayard Rustin, Harvey Milk, that learning about those people in the classroom can reduce suicide risk and increase mental health. We're not seeing those taught in schools so much. We're seeing some states pass these beautiful laws requiring that history, but too many passing laws censoring it and even banning textbooks.
So, Sam, how can people who want to be an ally to the LGBTQ community get involved?
It is so important to let the LGBTQ youth in your life know that you support them. Just having one supportive adult in their life can reduce suicide risk up to 40%. And another thing is that we know that this generation isn't politically apathetic at all. 85% of transgender and non-binary youth tell us that they are watching these debates over their existence unfold and that it is already negatively impacting their mental health. And I just want to include a reminder: the roots of Pride, what we are celebrating today, what we are trying to experience as joy this month, aren't just about rainbow flags. They are about defending one another from attack, about the Stonewall Uprising, about saying you are one of ours and we have got you, and you can't legislate or bribe or bully us out of existence because our worth doesn't come from something you can touch. So to all of those LGBTQ kids who are watching these debates play out, who are watching today, whether you're in the closet or out, whether you feel safe at home or at school or in your state or not, I hope this month can be a reminder of that history, of a legacy of survival and resistance that you have every right to be proud of. Google Harvey Milk, Google Bayard Rustin. If you're not being taught about these folks in school, Google Sylvia Rivera and Marsha P. Johnson. Because Pride is when we stand up and say, no, not this time. We have your back and we are not going anywhere.
Now, Sam, here in New York City, the Pride March returns in person for the first time since 2019. So what do you expect from that, and what are some of the other big events happening this month?
So obviously we have Pride marches all over the country. Some of them are in person, some of them are online. If you go to the trevorproject.org, we also have a full month of events, obviously in addition to our 24/7 crisis services, which you can always reach out to. And we have a number of ways of celebrating that we never have before, that in history have not happened. The White House just issued a declaration of Pride Month just yesterday. We are seeing an extraordinary amount of support, even as we are seeing these challenges. And I encourage you to try to get a little bit of joy out of this month, because it is revolutionary.
All right, Sam Ames from the Trevor Project. We appreciate your time today. Thank you.
That's all for today's news, Eagles.
Thanks for watching. Tune in tomorrow to see what happens next.
And as always,
Soar Eagles!
Bye.
You can't catch she posted up with the gang.